Hello and welcome to an allegedly extra. This is a condensed version of our normal episode of Allegedly Astrology. Today it is just me and Dana discussing something very near and dear to my heart. So, what are we discussing today, Dana?
We're discussing Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement.
Literally so excited. Let me tell you, when I was first told, I literally screamed out loud. I was here at my house walking my dog on a break from lunch from work, and I screamed out loud. Like it was like just an initial reaction.
That's really
And then I'm not even kidding. The Swifties in my life then assembled. Something great about being a Taylor Swift fan is you could like, not talk to anyone for months. And then the moment Taylor does something, everyone starts texting you. Like I talked to someone from my old job that I haven't talked to in probably 2 years. And we were just going off about the engagement. I saw one of my friends outside of work and literally we just both screamed and hugged each other. My serotonin levels were just blasting off. I'm probably going to be morbidly depressed next week from the crash that will hit me. But I just feel like it was always like such a cute relationship. And we did cover this in 2023 when they first were seen together. It is all about their synastry. We also made some predictions in it. We're going to link to it in the show notes if you want to learn all about them. So if you are a Taylor Swift fan, you are just very excited up for her because you just know that she was in that relationship where she was down bad for Joe Alwyn for 6 years. Then they broke up. We didn't realize they broke up. We then realized that her soul was crushed in during the Eras tour, but she still came out every night and performed. And then eventually she met Travis, and they are, whether or not you like him or not, they are very, very cute together. And when I think about it, I'm very happy for her because her music for so many people has like helped us get through like heartbreak. And she's seen so many people get engaged to her songs or use her songs for their weddings. And it was almost like she never had that and was always waiting. But now
the wedding band,
like,
never the bride.
yeah. But I think now she's like, and this is going to sound so cheesy, but I think she's now showing women the type of love they should have because her and Travis are so perfect together. It's like having someone who's just like obsessed with you. You know, he's a himbo that's truly obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And they're able to hype each other up and have so much fun together because she is a Sag sun. He is a Sag moon. So they are
Clowns.
the fun squad, which I love. And I'm so happy they're engaged. So, Dana, what did you think when they got engaged?
I was happy for my friends who cared. It felt satisfying as an astrologer who believes that she's a Capricorn rising because of the astrology at the time. Generally, I'm ambivalent, but I'm always happy when love wins.
That is my favorite thing to do is like to tell people that who do not care about something that I'm excited about.
I'm always happy when
Like,
happy.
well, thank you. But I love telling people that when I'm excited about something that I know they don't care about. I don't know why. Maybe it's like this weird, like,
Sagittarius and Venus got to spread the word.
yeah, but also like a weird, like, I don't want to say like fetish I have, but I love when people just don't care what I'm happy about. Cause then it like in me is a barometer about like being like, oh, how happy am I truly? Where like I don't even care your reactions, like after me telling you. Like I'm not getting anything from your reaction. I just want you to know that I'm happy.
That's really cute. It's very sweet.
And I did that and I like was telling so many people and some people were just like, okay, you right now. But now I'm filled with so much joy again.
Hell yeah.
So let's get into what everyone came here to hear, the astrology. So the first thing we're going to look at is the astrology of the engagement. And, Taylor posted it to Instagram on a certain day, but immediately the Swifties noticed and had a feeling that the engagement was not done that day due to Travis's haircut. They noticed some signs, which was later confirmed because Travis's dad gave an interview to a Kansas City news station where he told them the date that Travis gave them. So Dana, take it away. Let's learn the date and look at the transits.
So this is August 10th, 2025. And um Looking at the transits for Taylor Swift, the sun is in Leo, the moon is in Pisces. This was right after a full moon in Aquarius, which of course is the time of relationships. It's a full moon and it was in the same sign as her natal Venus sign. It was a full moon conjunct her natal north node. This is awesome. Especially that means we have the sun on her natal south node, which gives a balance. You want the nodes to be balanced. And so with a full moon conjunct the nodes, that means both nodes are balanced, which I think bodes very well for this relationship and the long-term success of it. And of course, my favorite part of this chart is that it was during the Venus-Jupiter conjunction while it was applying, so it's building in strength, and it's in Cancer. And if you're using her 836 birth time, in her 7th house of marriage and partnerships, which also really rounds it out because they met when Jupiter was in her 5th house of dating in Taurus. So that's when they started, hanging out. I love this. Also, she will be in a 12th house year until her birthday on December 13th. And that means that she's in a 12th house Sagittarius year using annual perfections. And so with that, Jupiter is her time lord since Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And with Jupiter conjunct Venus, when the transiting time lords conjunct Venus, that's usually points to relationships for you. And then it's in her 7th house conjunct her descendant. It's also her Jupiter return. So the Jupiter return is so sauced up for her. And it also gives extra weight to the sun since her natal sun is in her 12th house in Sagittarius, which, then that full moon really is extra strong. So all of it is like chef's kiss. That's the astrology. I wonder if they use astrology. I mean, Mercury was retrograde at the time, but that doesn't really put me off as long as they don't get married when Mercury's retrograde. Also, yeah, I mean, these are the hits. She's also in her Juno return. Like, I haven't studied Juno returns myself enough to know exactly what I think about them, but Empress Atlantis on Twitter is really learned on that. The Juno, of course, is the asteroid of marriage, so we love to see it. Altogether, this is really sweet for getting engaged. And I do think with the full moon conjunct her north node, I do sort of think that he probably nailed the element of surprise. Like in her 2nd house too, it seems like butterflies.
I love that. Now, let's look at what Travis had going on.
So Trav, he has his sun in Libra, his moon in Sagittarius. This is also his Jupiter return, and the Venus-Jupiter conjunction was conjunct his natal Jupiter and his natal Chiron. So this is like, he's really healing through this relationship. He's also in his Mars return, and it's Mars in Libra, so he's taking action in a relationship. And every time you have a Mars return, it's like, what are we pursuing right now? And he's like, Taylor.
And then we also have the date that their engagement announcement was posted. So what was going on then?
So this was posted on August 26th, 2025, when she posted an insane caption. It was like, what was it?
Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. Okay, it's from her song So High School, okay? It says, you know how to ball, I know Aristotle. She writes music data.
That's really cool. Okay, so comparing this to August 10th, 2025, Mercury, which is messaging, was conjunct where the sun was on August 10th. So it's like telling what happened of the day, right? Telling the story. And it's also direct at this point. So now we're getting the information that happened while Mercury was retrograde. And Venus was conjunct where Mercury was retrograde. So again, we're getting the story about what happened while Mercury was retrograde. And it's a love story. And we're all so excited. And of course, with the sun being in Virgo now, we want to tell stories. We want to get the facts straight. So it's like, okay, what's going on? Also, the news was announced on a day when the moon was conjunct Mars in Libra. So it's all like, we got to get the story out, like, sweating to get the story out. And it's ruled by that Venus in Leo, which is a really lovely time for them, no doubt. And then just looking at how it was for Taylor's chart, I like that Mercury was conjunct her south node when she announced it. And it's in her 8th house of shared partnership. So she's been sort of like you said, she's been alone. I mean, she's been in relationships, but she's been Taylor Swift, the pop star, for her whole life. Yeah. In her whole adult life, at least. And with it there, it's sort of like sharing the story of, it's literally like sharing news of an engagement. It's pretty dead on. Venus is there as well, so it activates that. Like, this is the love story. It's a love story, baby. Just say yes. So yeah, so that is.
Say yes.
And then also very cool is that Pluto's retrograde conjunct her natal Venus. It's empowering. It could be like jealousy. Maybe all of her exes are getting possessive. Maybe she had to block some numbers, but otherwise it seems like it's really sealing the deal. And because he's very rich as well, like, she just got richer, I mean, not that she couldn't probably make his net worth in like a month, but still.
Yeah. Well, I also think too,
I have no idea what his net worth is. It's probably like $2 or $3 million.
I mean, which is still a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
you were like,
mad at that point. Like it's
now he's
so
like, he'll probably retire after this year because he's like pretty old for the NFL. But like at one time, he was like the best tight end in the NFL, which
I've
means
heard
he
people
was
say
like
that he's
getting
like the best of
paid.
all time.
Well, yeah, then that means he's like getting paid so much. Like he won 2 Super Bowls. Like he does a lot of endorsements. Like he also, I feel like he probably like has like a FanDuel account where he's like, I don't know.
I've seen, yeah, no, there. I get Twitter ads where he's promoting some sort of betting app.
But something too, she's coming out with a new album this year called The Life of a Showgirl. And she's always been kind of careful about being very sexual. Like the way, like, for instance, she never really showed off her belly button before. During the Eras tour, she started to be like a little bit sexier. But I have a theory that she is, for the first time in her life, getting like properly laid. And because of that, she finally is like bracing for like sexuality. She's being sexier. Like her album is orange, which people are like, oh, her album is orange and green because when you're a pop star, you're on like a pedestal and then it rusts and it oxidizes to green.
Interesting.
But I'm like, okay, orange is your like sacral chakra, which is your sex chakra. So, and I know she is into woo-woo stuff, so I feel like she is just having good sex. So also, I know like Pluto on Venus could be like possessive kind of, but I also feel like that's like weird sex too because it's an Aquarius.
Congratulations, Taylor.
And then also like, and congratulations.
Your boyfriend who spells squirrel SQIRLE. That's my favorite. Squirrel.
But also too in her 8th house, she has Venus and Leo, which is so loud right now. So that's another thing, letting the world know.
Like exactly once Venus entered Leo and like the vague public announcement as opposed to the cute little private one or the cute little private life.
I know also Neptune obviously is like kind of like weird and too good to be true, but also Neptune in her 4th in Aries also could be like finally like it's like your fairy tale like family, your fairy tale roots. Yeah. And then Saturn there too is like making it solid, like making it like a real commitment to your family and roots and stuff like that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Uh,
Also,
but I love it.
Uranus leaving her 5th house, I signifies the end of chaotic romantic eras. By April of next year, Uranus will be
Yeah, it's
in
like
Gemini for
the
the long
dalliances are over.
Yeah. Shocks from the boys.
No more like weird Matty Healy moments where you're just like this squirrel rat of a man is in my hotel room.
Yeah, wait, can I please read the Travis Kelce tweet?
Yes. In honor of
So awesome.
Also, I'll read one while you're finding that because somebody sent me one today and it said the tweet from Travis Kelce was Happy Easter to all. Hashtag shout out to Jesus for taking one for the team. ...
Awesome. Awesome.
And then the caption the person wrote is just he's marrying Taylor Swift.
That's really funny. So this one's tweeted on April 14th, 2011. And it's, I just gave a spiral a piece. Squirrel and piece are both spelled wrong. So I just gave a squirrel a piece of bread and it straight smashed all of it! !4. I had no idea they ate bread like that! !2. Ha ha. Hashtag crazy. Like,
Honestly, iconic.
yeah.
Also, because I think the beauty in it is like, even though he clearly can't read or spell, it is, you do understand.
He wasn't the English teacher in that.
No, but you do understand how quickly the squirrel ate the bread.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. He does convey it. He does convey his message. And you don't need to know he doesn't need to know how to read for you to know how to read what he's saying. Which is really actually better writing than I can say for some people with long-winded sentences. So I guess you just made me a believer in Travis Kelce's
his writing
journal
skills. Well, that's all we have. We're gonna wrap it up here. This was just a quick ep because my life personally has been affected by this. I believe in love again. I have hope for our generation to come. Dana, do you have any last words of the episode?
I mean, hell yeah. Get married. Sweet. Thank you for confirming my astrological
Your
theory.
predictions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
always nice
think
when
now
something I thought would happen happens. And it's always nice when it's a good thing, you know?
yes, yes. You're not the bearer of horrific
Being like, I think so Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are gonna go through something weird, and then it's truly weirder than
and then
they could have ever expected.
or how you randomly you were just like, "I think P. Diddy's gonna have a really weird year."
Yeah, and then he's had the weirdest 2 years. Weirder than I could have ever imagined. More perverse
So,
than I could have ever guessed.
who would have guessed? But we're happy this was a happy prediction, and if you wanna hear the predictions and more, again, we will link to it in our show notes. So, with that, we're gonna wrap it up here. Elise is not here, but she would say, "I'm Elise."
I'm Dana.
And I'm Sarah, and this is an Allegedly Extra. Congrats to my best friend, Taylor Swift.